Welcome back to Inside United with my guest, United coach Eamon Mulvey, here in the studio with me tonight. Let's crack straight on and meet one of the reserve players who's recently gone out on loan, Tom Cleverley.
It could be said that Leicester City are a fallen giant of English football, but they're on their way back up and gunning for promotion back into the Championship, all helped by one United youngster who's made a very clever choice in coming here. The good times have been rolling for United's 19-year-old Tom Cleverley since he joined high-flying League One outfit Leicester City on loan until the end of the season. Scoring goals and a regular place on the right-hand side of midfield has not only made him an integral part of the Foxes' first team squad, but has also provided him with a terrific experience.
I thought I was doing well enough in the reserves, and I thought I needed to step up, and I would work because it's my first loan move. I didn't know what to expect really. I was a bit nervous on my first day and stuff. Didn't know what to expect. And in my first home game, never played in front of there was 20,000 there. My first game against Huddersfield, and all the crowd singing and that. I've not experienced that before, so I didn't know what to expect. But these are priceless experiences to get under my belt. I'm just turning from a boy into a man really, playing in front of big crowds, and like you say, for them 3 points is everything. It's everything what you train for. Them 3 points on a Saturday, and yeah, it's good experience to play proper league football.
What's the highlights been for you so far? You got a couple of goals. That's not what you're all about, obviously.
Yeah, I've scored a few this year. I think it's about 10 all in all. Got a couple for Leicester, and the highlight was probably the Cheltenham one. It was a good goal as well. Beat a few people and stuck it in. That's been the highlight, but there was a couple of games that I've really enjoyed. Bristol Rovers away, we went down to 10 men, and we all just got together, and we played about 40 minutes with 10 men, and we won 1-0, and that felt like I took a lot of satisfaction out of that win, because you see how much the lads enjoy it and the crowd enjoy it.
Cleverley's form has been particularly pleasing for Leicester boss Nigel Pearson, who feels Tom has a real chance of making it at the highest level.
He's a young man who wants to be successful, and I can see him being successful in the game, not just because he's got ability, but because he's driven, and although he's lacking experience at this moment in time, I'm sure his stay with us will be a great benefit to him.
Nigel Pearson's phoned me a couple of times about Tom. He's absolutely delighted with him, and he's playing right. He scored I think it was last week he scored a good goal. And he'll come back a better player for us. He's a good footballer, Tom, and he's a serious professional too, which is always a benefit. He's prepared to sacrifice to get to the top, and he's going that way.
Playing alongside the likes of Barry Hales and Paul Dickov, Cleverley has been mixing it with some seasoned pros at Leicester, and admits it's helped his development. There's bigger names back at Old Trafford for him to compete with, but having seen some of his United peers given first team opportunities this season, Tom still remains determined to make it with the Reds.
It's nice to see Welbeck and Gibson's had his chance, and he's got a lot of good press and good media from a couple of good games. And then one of my good mates, Eckers, he's getting his chance. It's nice to see because he's worked hard for that, and it just shows when the local Manchester boys can come right through the ranks, and a few injuries, bit of luck, and you're there. The manager's not afraid to put the young boys in there, so hopefully I can. Now I see it. It's very hard because there's Scholes, Anderson, and then Gibson, Fletcher, and they're all doing really well. But got a knuckle down, bit of luck, a couple of injuries, and the manager might need me next season.
Well, he's had a wonderful 12 months or so, Tom Cleverley, but unfortunately not a wonderful last couple of days. Since Joe Evans went up to film that piece with Tom Cleverley, unfortunately he got injured in a 1-1 draw against Colchester at the weekend, got taken off early in the first half of that game. It was fairly dislocated his shoulder. We're still waiting to find out the full extent of the injury. Wish him well in his recovery though, because he was called up into the England under-20 squad for the first time on the back of that form, not just for United reserves in the early part of the season, but for Leicester as well. So we wish him well with his recovery. It's always a shame when that happens to a younger player, and that they're hoping that he'll be able to play again before the rest of the season. We'll find out and bring you an update on that hopefully in the Academy Live on Saturday. But somebody you know very well over the years, having worked with him and travelled to Kenya with him as well on one of the trips.
Yeah, I was very lucky enough to go on I think it was 5 years ago now. I went on a trip. It wasn't really my age bands, but taking me over for experience and to learn what Paul was doing at that time. And Chunks Tonka, he was I think 15 then, I think he was, with Sam Houston and that group of boys. And he was different then. He was a lot younger physically. He wasn't fully developed. But again, something that Nigel Pearson said before, he's very driven and he's got a first-class attitude. And he's worked right through that. And we've been patient, the staff have been patient, realised he couldn't play. He had a hunger to play. And the experience in Kenya was fantastic for coaches and players. I'm sure he will talk about that till, you know, until he die. You know, it was a wonderful experience going over to Kenya.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned his nickname there. Let's find out exactly why he's called that, because Joe definitely wanted to find out why.
Richard Artis was speaking to a couple of people here, and a couple of people know me as Chunks here, but yeah, on the field I just get called Tom, and it seems a bit strange really, having been called Chunks all them years.
Where does Chunks come from?
Oh, it's from ages. It's about 12 years old that Sam Houston picked up on that. I used to say swimming chunks and I didn't pronounce the TRs right, and Sam Houston picked that one up, and it's just stuck since I was 12.
So there you have it. Interesting stuff. Sam Houston's to blame.
Yes, I can imagine, well imagine, yeah. Two great characters. As you know, again, what's great is boys coming through the system together, getting that bonding, that changing room banter, and looking to challenge, which was nice before. You mentioned also about Eckersley getting the first team, which is great. You know, and it's a good feeling when your pals are doing well, yourselves doing well, you're all working hard, and there is a realistic aim, you know, to achieve to get near the first team, you know.
Certainly good to see him playing so well. And you mentioned Richard Eckersley there, who won the Reserve Player of the Year award last season. The nominations are out for this season's award, and here they are. Yes, so James Chester, Tom Cleverley and Corey Evans, the options there for the Reserve Player of the Year, chosen by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Warren Joyce. You can vote for who you think should be the winner of the award as well on manunited.com from the 1st of April. Plenty more details on the website at the moment, and we'll also be talking about that on Monday in the Reserves Live against Newcastle at St James's Park. It's tough to pick one of those three after the seasons they've had.
Yeah, it's again, all three of them have got a first-class attitude, and they're self-driven. And you can see, you know, for example, people like Corey Evans is playing out of position, and shown the other night he played against Alves, did a fantastic job. Eckersley again, he's coming to the first team, done a great job, and Chunks, you know, he's played in the first team, done really well, and then he's gone away on loan and fitted in really well. So they've all gone up another level, you know, and they're all there looking to get a career in the game, and hopefully they'll get a long-term career in the game as well.
Yeah, good luck to all the boys with that, and good luck to you as well, making your choice out of those three. Right, let's get some more action now under our